sound of another Malarkey hour coming right at you. This is your host, Matt, and sitting across from me on the video screen, my co-host, John. How's it going, sir?
Where's that?
All right, John. So this, I was going to say this week, but it's been, 2 days since our last podcast. I called an emergency podcast, John.
How was your Easter?
My Easter?
Yeah,
Did we talk? Did Easter happen between the last time we talked?
I think so. Yeah,
That was good. How was yours?
I don't remember.
Nah, it was fine. I barbecued and ate and fell asleep.
Nice.
Very non-exciting.
Yeah.
But I did get a nice Easter treat because the day after Easter, a new episode of what we're going to talk about today of the show called Better Call Saul premiered. This is what do they call it, John? The penultimate episode of the season, which means the second to last episode of the season. I wonder why they call it I wonder why they call it penultimate.
Some pretentious asshole from a long time ago wanted his place in the dictionary.
But yeah, literally means last, but one in a series of things, second last. So, penultimate episode.
That's like the bronze medal.
But usually these are interesting because they're setting up the last episode either of the season, or if it's the last season of a series, the second to last episode of the whole series. So it's it could be pretty interesting setting up that last hour of a show. So last night pretty much did that too. It was a pretty exciting episode of Better Call Saul. This season's been getting more and more intense as the season's gone by, and last night's episode picked up right where the last episode ended, where Mike and Sal are still stuck in the desert
drinking pee.
You know what's funny? As I was watching it, I was asking myself, would I drink piss
while you were drinking piss?
Yeah, it's like would I drink my own piss if I was in the same situation? And it's like it's hard to say if I would or not. It's like
you'd rather die.
I guess, right? It's like
I think I could do it.
You think you could do it?
Yeah, I don't have a very sophisticated palate, but it would still be gross.
Well, you know what? I think I could do it. I'm one of those are you one of those people who have a hard time drinking water?
Yeah. I mean, not me. But, no, I don't.
Okay, because like there's some people who said they can't. Like they say, oh, I'm trying to drink 8 glasses of water a day, and they say they have a hard time because they don't like the taste of it because there's no taste. I guess from my perspective, I never got it.
It's just like the mental discipline of doing it.
Right. And see, for me, it doesn't bother me. It has no taste. So I don't know. Maybe that would apply the same with piss. It's like, well, I'm thirsty, and you're desperate. If that's the only source of liquid I have around me.
I mean, if I can drink Diet Coke, I can drink piss. I like how I'm holding the Diet Coke up like they can see it. This is all audio. I forgot.
I can see it, John.
Yeah.
I can see it. But yeah, I mean, that's a pretty tough situation to be put up against, and Sal, he ended the last episode with taking that first sip, and he continues the sipping of piss through the beginning of this episode.
It'd be weird if it just ventured off into he has this piss addiction.
That's all he could drink from on.
Yeah.
Yes, his PTSD where every time he goes to the restroom, he's tempted to just swing it up and start taking little sips of it. Yeah.
Just the weirdo in rehab.
Okay, so question. This is the thing I was thinking about during the beginning of this episode. It's like Mike didn't piss. What was Mike drinking? Did Mike also drink the piss?
I don't know. He had a little bit of water, right?
Yeah, but he ran
He,
out really quickly.
yeah, he collected that overnight thing, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't a lot.
It's funny, like without Mike, it's Sal. You have me calling him Sal. I call him Saul. You can call him Sal. But
Saul, yeah.
like he would be, he'd definitely be dead, like in multiple ways, like different, like
Yeah, yeah, he would. And it's interesting, right? The fact that how much having a second person there, like it's not like Mike was. I mean, he was helping them, but like it isn't like he's helping them. It's more of like that will. When he talked about at the end of last episode where Saul wanted to sort of give up, and like Mike's like you either give up or you keep going. It's like I think it's interesting when you're in that desperate situation.
that's a very deep quote.
I'm paraphrasing.
A wise man once said, "You ever give up, or you don't give up."
But in essence, that's what he said, right? Like he's like, you can give up, or you just keep going. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean,
well, we talked about what was keeping him going was his grandkid,
his
I
family.
guess. Yeah,
Yeah, his family. Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, there's. I guess it'll be pretty like weird if they showed us.
That wouldn't be enough for me.
But it would be a pretty weird scene if it had included like Mike drinking his like Saul's piss as well. It would have veered this episode into like weird territory, I guess.
Doesn't Mike have his own piss?
I don't know. Like you never saw him drinking anything. I don't know. Maybe just.
I don't know.
I mean, granted, it was a montage, right? So they started off with which I don't even remember last season. They did a montage, with the same song. It's a cover of Frank Sinatra's "Something Stupid." And they did it. They did it.
You're not talking about the intro of this season, right? Of this episode, right? Talking about.
Yeah. Well, it's the same song. So they did something similar last season. I don't remember that montage. And it was at the beginning of another episode where it shows them sort of drifting apart, and they did the same split screen effect where they show.
Yeah, you're talking about the split screen then. Yeah.
Yeah, they show them, and last season they show them essentially drifting apart from each other, even though they're living together. They're doing things separately. You see Saul when he was doing his cell phone business, and then what's her name's doing the Kim's doing the her lawyer stuff. She just joined the firm, so she's being successful there. So they do something similar. They use the same song, except and last night's episode it was a like instrumental cover of the Frank Sinatra song. So that was an interesting way to open it.
I did notice it because I saw it recently, but I couldn't remember back. That's when I was like, they've done this before, right?
Yeah.
That's when they're trying to they're like doing their own thing and whatever. Yeah. And it kind of makes it seem like that's like gonna end things pretty soon, but they go on for a while.
Yeah, but I mean, this obviously last night's episode, they're sort of showing them obviously in two completely different situations. You have Saul stuck in the desert and Kim drinking nice apartment, drinking water. Yeah, that's funny. Like they kept showing her drinking water.
Drinking water, smoking cigarettes.
Yeah. Obviously, she was worried, but she's not. She's not showing it until that final end of the montage when he finally gets a signal on his. Isn't that amazing? How much battery that flip phone had?
Like I was thinking the same thing.
Like those flip phones used to last forever because they didn't have all these apps running on it, so you couldn't keep one charged for like over a day.
Yeah, and I was thinking the same thing. I was like, actually, when he opened it and he was all like surprised, I thought it had died or something.
Oh, okay. No, he just got the signal.
Yeah, he got the signal.
Yeah, and that's when she finally let herself cry when obviously she heard that he was still alive. So.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a traumatizing thing, not knowing whether your new husband got killed in the desert by the cartel.
Yeah,
I've only been through that once.
Yeah.
But yeah,
probably happen again.
Yeah. But
think
yeah,
that's
no,
like
I mean it.
it's like the number two cause of divorce.
It's cartel deaths. Is that what it is? Yeah.
Crap, too bad.
Yeah.
Uh, having to choose between your wife and the cartel.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, he makes it through, and he's able to take what is it, $7 million of bail money. He
Yeah, that is funny. And he just fucking throws the cases on the top.
at the top, and it's like, all right, here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they all start counting it, and of course they're asking a few questions about where the money came from.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, who knows? I mean, where do people come up with their cash? Who knows? That's not a question I ask a man, right? That's something between a man and his money. You don't ask him where he got his money.
Right.
But, but yeah.
Nah, it is pretty funny. He just throws it on there. It's just fucking, they have to bring all these people in the room and
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna need to call my manager. Or it's like that is
fucking
one of those like I need to call my manager moments for everybody.
yeah. It's like that scene where you want to like place a bet in the casino and it's like they called like to the top to see if it's okay. It's like,
You know, I always find funny. Like it's funny that they have to I always have to call a manager to count this big amount of money. It's like what you all of a sudden lost your ability to count. It's like you spent all day counting cash. I never understood why you need to bring a manager in to help you count this cash all of a sudden.
supervising shit. I don't know how any of that works.
Yeah, yeah, but but no, it's a it's a great way to open the episode. Obviously, the montage, and then Jimmy getting Lalo out of the slammer, and coming up with his very simplified story of his car broke down.
I don't think anybody's in a better mood all the time than Lalo.
He's always happy, right? That's what's scary about him. He's
Yeah.
always super happy.
Yeah.
Well, not to get too far ahead, but that greeting he gives at the end when he enters the apartment, he's like, "Hey guys!" It's like it's even creepier the fact that he's all happy to see them. It's like, "Hey guys!"
Yeah.
It's like I was in the neighborhood. I just thought I'd drop by. Hopefully, I didn't interrupt anything.
Yeah.
No, but that guy's funny. You know what's interesting about that actor? I've never seen him in anything else, but I was looking him up earlier today, and apparently when he was younger, he used to come out in this like I guess you could say the Mexican version of Jackass, like a show, where like they would do like stunts. Yeah, it's funny. Like you should look when you get a chance to look up a clip. There's a clip I saw where they wrapped him in like bubble wrap and then throw him into a pool, and he was like floating. He would just start swimming. So it's just funny seeing this guy who's like playing this very scary cartel guy, like doing like jackass style like stunts.
That's funny.
Yeah, but I never heard of him before the show. So
Well, they've used. I mean, well, obviously Saul used a comic for whatever.
Yeah.
Bob Odenkirk. They used Bill Burr in Breaking Bad for a while, didn't they?
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess they don't mind doing weird shit like that. Yeah, but I've never heard of this guy either. So
Yeah. I forget what his name is. He has a very American sounding name. I forget what his name is. I think his last name is like Dalton, for whatever reason. It's like a very like Tony Dalton. That's his name.
I think I've seen him on the credits, and I've wondered. Yeah, I don't know who it was.
Yeah, that's his name. But yeah, it's funny. I think that's his shorter name. But if you see his full name, it's very Mexican. It's a lot of names. Let's just say.
Tony
But
Danza.
no, like Tony Danza, right? But no, I mean it's it's interesting the story they give. They give a very simple story, right? It's you always say if you're gonna lie about something, you don't want to get too elaborate. So yeah, obviously they can't reveal that he tried to get somebody tried to rob him and then he got out of it first somehow, because obviously you can't reveal that Mike saved his ass. So
Because
it is.
Who followed who there? They. I mean, those scary Salamanca twin brothers or whatever they are,
Mm.
right? They got
Well,
followed.
they brought the cash up from Mexico.
Yeah, and then somebody followed them from Mexico, right? From
Yeah, so the Juan Borsa, the other guy that doesn't
the
so,
bald guy that talks to
Gus.
Gustavo all the
Yeah,
time. Yeah,
so essentially he doesn't want to see Lalo out of jail, and to obviously he knows if Lalo gets out of jail, he's gonna jump bail and go to Mexico. So he doesn't want to see him in Mexico. So he obviously doesn't want that money to get back, to Lalo for him to get out of jail. So it he sent those guys to just follow the cousins, and then obviously they're not gonna attack the cousins because those guys are scary. So they're like, hey, we'll get the guy who they give the money to. It's a lot easier to off that guy than try to off the cousins, right?
yeah. What's the guy's name again in Mexico?
Juan Borsa.
Okay. Yeah, the guy that's always pretending they're friends, right? Him and Gus.
Yeah, yeah. They're
But
really not.
yeah,
It's
um,
such like a high school thing, right? It's like he acts all nice to him and then like talk shit about him behind his back.
yeah,
Yeah.
snapping flip phones in half and shit. I have a box of flip phones, like not like a box, but like 6 of them. I was thinking about just doing it for fun.
recreate every scene after Gus hangs up his phone, just like that.
Yeah, I have like 3 Razor phones that don't work.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, obviously, obviously those guys followed the cousins, and then Mike followed Saul using that tracker. Did you notice that at the during the previous episode that he took off the gas cap?
They're okay. Who took off what?
I don't know if you noticed that it was a little small detail in the not this past episode, but the one before it, when they do the shootout after the shootout. You notice that Mike goes to Saul's car and he takes out the gas tank before they push it over the ravine.
Oh, they were tracking him.
Well, that's how Mike tracked them. I don't know if you.
That's how Mike tracked Saul. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a callback to, I don't even remember. I think it was the second season when they essentially did the same thing to Mike, where they tracked him by putting the gas cap on his car.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So he did the same thing to Saul.
So what is Mike's interest in all this?
Well, obviously Gus wants Lalo to get out of jail because
So
obviously you can't kill him in jail.
So Gus wants Lalo back in Mexico.
Yeah.
And then the guy whose name I keep forgetting.
Juan Bosa doesn't.
Okay, Bosa?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't want him back in Mexico. Why?
Because like competition is gonna be more of a headache for him. I mean, it's just one of those.
Just because he's annoying.
Yeah, I mean the Salamanca families, they tend to be a little bit over the top, right? It's like you have Lalo with his smiling, grinning, like scary, psychotic fucking way about him, and then you have what's his name? He's still in jail, Tuco.
Oh yeah.
And then you got fucking the uncle who's like fucking, even though he's in a wheelchair and invalid, he's still scary guy.
Still crazy.
Yeah. So like I think the Salamancas cause a lot of headaches for everybody involved in the drug trade. So I think Juan Bosa just doesn't want to see Lalo back in Mexico. So I mean, it's competition.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They are in competition with each other, right? Bosa and Lalo.
Bosa, Lalo, and essentially Gus. I mean, essentially Gus does sort of talk with Bosa.
He serves
the middleman.
both sides, right?
Yeah, like Bosa's sort of the middleman to what's his name? Stephen Bauer. Remember his character from Breaking Bad? The head of the cartel. The one who killed Gus's boyfriend.
Okay, when the flashback thing.
Yeah.
Okay, they haven't showed him in this, right?
No, they haven't shown them.
Okay.
But essentially, that's what Bosa is.
But I mean, they both rely on Gus for everything, right?
Well, I mean, Salamancas have their own deal going on, so it's like.
But they're both using trucks and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, neither one of them want Gustavo killed at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Gustavo makes too much money for the cartel, so that's how he's protected from them. Like, I mean, they can fuck with Gus like they have with you know, the little petty shit that Lalo's making Nacho do, like burning down his restaurant and she's doing all this fucking petty shit. But I mean, you can't kill Gus. It's one of those. You can annoy him, but you can't kill him.
All right, ringing his doorbell late at night.
It is the equivalent, right?
Right, leaving bags of shit on fire.
And of course, Gus would clean that up in the most like clean, efficient manner. Like roll up his sleeves, and, like.
Yeah.
It is funny how exacting that man is, right? Like everything he does has to be like in a very exact manner. Like he doesn't like do anything sloppily.
Nah. I trusted this was all to your satisfaction.
But yeah, I mean, Lalo seems to believe that story, right? And he's like, all right, I'm going back to Mexico. I'm going to jump bail, obviously. I don't think that's much of a surprise that Lalo doesn't care about the American judicial system and doesn't care that the judge is going to be very angry when he doesn't show up to his next court hearing. So he decides, I'm going to go to Mexico. And Nacho's driving him there. And
have you ever missed a court date?
Nah, I'm not as cool as Lalo. But it is funny how smart the guy is, right? Like people forget. I mean, it's one of those like it's interesting that what if, like what if this character is very. It's crazy how they're just able to come up with these really good characters. If this character had met what's his name? I'm blanking on names right now. On
Breaking Bad.
Walt. If he had met Walt. Imagine if he had met Walt. Like there's this guy, he essentially has like the physicality of the cousins with like the smarts of Gus, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's pretty ruthless.
Yeah. I mean, some of the stunts he's done, like he's jumped down from ceilings. You saw that fucking jump he did from the top of the ravine onto the car. Like, this guy's fucking Superman.
Yeah, I was like, why would you land on the bottom of the car? Like,
this guy is like some type of stuntman. It's just funny.
Like that seems like a horrible place to land. Like I was like, why would you do that?
This guy's pretty spry for a guy in his mid-40s, right?
It's all that training on that show you were talking about, probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah. Well, apparently, he did want to do that stunt that was a stunt double that did that, but apparently he wanted to do it himself. The jump down into the car.
Have you seen the bottom of this fucking old car? Fucking break your leg like 3 times and shit.
Yeah, I think that's like did something. Nah, you're not gonna be able to do that. We're gonna bring in a stunt guy to do that. So. But yeah, no, he's pretty.
We could have easily just landed next to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Or that what I would have done. I would have found another way to get down there. Just like walk an extra mile or so to get down there.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it is interesting how perceptive he is, right? I mean, he noticed like, hey, wait a minute, we didn't pass that car. Like, he did say
he's not stupid, just crazy.
No, he's not stupid at all. Yeah, he's just crazy. So obviously he sees that, hey, where's the car's in this ravine?
If you notice, that is a theme. Well, with the exception of like Tuco, they all are pretty smart.
Well, they have to be, right, for them to survive this long and.
I mean, they're not gonna put stupid people in charge.
No.
They're just crazy. They're not. Yeah.
Yeah. It is interesting, like to going back a little bit before Lalo decides to leave. That one scene that before he does leave, he goes and says goodbye to Uncle Hector. It is an interesting little piece of acting there. He's talking to him and he's telling him, hey, take care, so I'll be back. There is a little bit of like I think it was good acting where I think he realizes he probably won't see him again. And like there he is talking to his Uncle Hector who's can't move and he's in his nursing home with a fucking birthday hat on, and they're
Yeah.
singing happy birthday. So he's like, it's sort of depressing. Like I think he's looking at it as like what the hell happened to this like once powerful guy, and now he's stuck in this wheelchair, the fucking birthday hat on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I we could tell that. Yeah, the uncle doesn't want to be there either. But
Fuck no.
oh, he starts doing that heavy breathing shit. Like,
Yeah, like he's really pissed. Yeah.
yeah.
It's yeah, and it is interesting how they deal with this last. I want to say these last three episodes have been a great platform for Bob Odenkirk's acting skills. You had the episode where they got married.
I liked it better in Mr. Show.
The episode before the last one where they're getting married, and then obviously the one in the desert, and then this one, it's like a nice 3 episode arc for this character where he's he's really showcasing his like this is the Saul character completely, right? The cocky one, in the marriage episode, and then the being completely beat down in the desert, and then coming back from the desert and almost being reborn a little bit, right? He now knows what it takes to be part of this world, and when he has that speech with Mike in the car, and he's asking him like, how do you get over something like this? And Mike has Mike, they give Mike these great like monologue scenes where he essentially tells him, hey, you're going down this road that you're never gonna get off on, and you better be careful that even the smallest choices, put you down this road that, you're stuck in. So obviously Mike says it more eloquently than that, but it's
probably
I think
book.
Yeah, he does read a lot, right?
Yeah, no, he seems like a guy that reads them.
Yeah,
He doesn't seem like a guy that watches a whole lot of television.
No, but yeah, I mean, I think this is the episode where I think you're seeing him be reborn. He's realizing this is what it takes to be part of this world, and I think he's realizing this is how you cope with it, right? I think he has a little bit of when he's a little bit off his game when he goes back to court and tries to help his client. But
yeah,
I think
which client was that? Do you know?
They never show. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I can't remember. We had so many, but
yeah,
it wasn't the 2 kids, right?
The original tickets? I don't think it was.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You might be right because he says weed, right?
Yeah. When he has to take off.
Yeah, he said like they're like they found weed on them and they're like scared. Like so, I don't think it's like a hardened criminal that he's going to go represent.
Yeah, because the DA is making fun of him.
Yeah, after losing the case.
Because it seemed like it was pretty much in the bag or whatever.
Yeah, what did he use? He says you snapped the. He reversed that saying.
Oh,
you
football reference.
No, he said you snapped it from the jaws of victory instead of the other way around. It's like.
Oh, okay.
You had it in the bag and then you fucked up. But yeah, I mean, I think he's seeing like the effects of being in this world, how he's gonna and what he needs to do to cope with it, right? And I think right after that he has that scene with Mike, and I think he's realizing, okay, I'm gonna be in this situation and I'm gonna be in this world. How can I cope with it? And I think that serves him in the future when we meet him again in Breaking Bad of how he's able to deal with these type of situations, and he's able to compartmentalize his life and say, hey, I'm going to sometimes be stuck in the desert where people might kill me, and then I'm going to get out of it if I get out of it, and this is how I have to cope with it, right?
Right.
And it's not scary to him anymore. By the time we meet on Breaking Bad, when Walt and Jesse kidnap him, like I'm sure he's over it pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. By that point, that's where he asked him for $1.
Yeah.
They can represent him.
By then, he's used to people taking him out to the desert to almost kill him, right? That becomes routine in his day-to-day life.
It's in his contract.
Yeah. But no, it's interesting, and you know what? Even though this, and I think we're talking about it before we started recording, but obviously it's it was like an hour and a half episode, so we're getting a lot of character development. So we're dealing with Saul, we're dealing even a little bit with Mike and Lalo. But because it's such a long episode, I think it was smart. They were able to fit in Kim's evolution, right? You see her, deal with, obviously well, Sal, right, coming back and dealing with that, and then I think she realizes, I don't know. Tell me how you interpret this when she goes back to the office. It seems like she's bored, right? That's the whole reason why she quits.
She does it the day after Saul comes back, right?
Yeah,
Like the next morning.
yeah.
Uh,
Like she goes back to the office. She's trying to write
okay.
those
No,
those
at
letters.
first she said she calls in, right? She called in, and then she goes to the office, and then she
Yeah.
pretty much quits. Uh, she likes the other stuff better. It seems like she doesn't want to. She likes I don't know, repping the people
Yeah.
more than
Yeah.
this bank.
Dealing with banking law.
Yeah,
That must be like super boring, right? Banking law.
yeah.
Dealing dealing with easements and like, oh, this easement's 10 feet. It's within, going back and look at the city regulations. Like, I mean, I'm sure that's a lot. That's not as fascinating as dealing with Lalo.
Yeah.
I'm sure she doesn't deal with a lot of Lalos in banking, right?
No, probably not. Yeah, if somebody sat me down and like told me they did that, I'd be like, I'm gonna get up now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had to go to the
So,
bathroom, and then you never come back.
yeah. But I mean, it's an interesting twist to her character that she really is a fully formed character, and it's it's getting scary because you are sort of rooting for her, and she doesn't show up in Breaking Bad, right? Obviously, we meet Saul in Breaking Bad, and he's not married, so
Do
that
you,
I think
do
that's
you
that's
have a
gonna
do you have a theory? I mean, we're just in the dark here. Like how they're gonna make her gonna go away. Do you think it's gonna be
well,
dark? Or do you think it's just gonna be a goodbye?
I've read that people have like three main theories of what can happen, right?
You always read this shit.
But I mean, it makes sense, right? They're actually the most logical. It's either she's dead, the most darkest, right? The darkest one. She gets killed because of Saul. Um, she's divorced from Saul because she doesn't want to be in this world and she's just completely separated from him. Or she causes something where she angers the cartel and then essentially she has to be on the run like Saul is at the end of Breaking Bad.
I actually I thought about the third one, and
Uh-huh.
that's what I thought about too.
Yeah.
Was yeah, I thought maybe like she ends up like doing something like what he did, and
Yeah.
then they're gonna end up ordering her that Hoover vacuum cleaner shit.
Because that makes sense, right? How does he know about this number?
Yeah, like that's what I started thinking about that when I was binge watching season 5 the other day, and I was
Yeah.
like, maybe they're gonna do that to her, and that's gonna be like the first time he does it, you
Yeah.
know, and it's like, or she, he's gonna find somebody who can make her disappear, or for her safety or whatever.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough because obviously Robert Forster's dead, so that'll be
Yeah, thought about that.
yeah.
And then at the end, they said, "In loving memory of Robert Forster."
Oh
Then I
yeah,
was like,
the last time we saw him, right? In this season. Yeah.
"Yeah." I was
The
like,
first
"Oh
episode.
yeah, yeah."
Yeah.
But
But I
that's
don't
the
know. I
one.
mean,
That's that's the one that I'm thinking is gonna happen. I don't know.
she gets in the way. Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna get killed. I think she's just gonna have to, yeah, get a new identity or something.
Well, the getting killed is the darkest, but if you look back on it's Sal, I would imagine if that happens, obviously Sal wouldn't be very not interested in his world.
Right. Yeah, I don't think he'd be the same person that he is in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Unless
Because
she might just leave him. Who knows?
because he's like at the like when we see those flashbacks at the beginning of every season where we see him post Breaking Bad, like there's more of a sadness to that than really like it's sense you get the sense of there's a choice. You don't get the sense that she's completely gone. You get the sense of she might be still there, and he just can't have her. Whether she leaves him, or she's somewhere in her own witness protection thing.
Yeah, she's I don't know. She's working at the Sears down in the same mall.
The same war.
Yeah,
uh,
at the
but
Build-A-Bear. She's at the Build-A-Bear.
yeah,
and
weird ass stores. Yeah,
he's at the Cinnabon, 2 stores down. They can never meet.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
uh, yeah, I
no,
like
I
when
mean,
that guy recognizes him a few episodes back, right?
yeah, at the beginning of this season. Yeah.
Yeah, was that the beginning? I watched them all.
Well, yeah, they do those flash forwards. They only do it in the first episode of every season. So we've only had five of those flash forwards.
There's only really they only do it in the first.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
never. It seems like there's been a lot more.
It sounds right. It feels like it, but they always take the first 5 to 10 minutes of every season to show you another piece of that.
I kept thinking they did it a few times a season.
No.
It feels like it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's how good they are, right? You feel like it. You feel like you've seen like this whole little story, in those flash forwards, but it's not really. You get introduced to him, and then you sort of see his world, and then he has that attack, and then, this passes where he feels like he needs to leave because he got recognized, and then decides not to. So.
Yeah. How do you think he's gonna take care of it?
I don't know. It'll be interesting. Well, it'll be interesting next season, right? The first episode, how they deal with the continuation of what happened at the end of, this past one,
Yeah.
and then obviously they have to deal with the end when the series ends, right? Next season. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what's gonna happen there, but
Well, at the just to flash forward a little bit to the end of this episode, that last, let's say the 15-20 minute last scene of this episode, where I think they're setting something up for the last episode, right? So it's interesting. Like, I don't know. Like, do you think Kim makes it? If something's gonna happen to Kim, it's gonna happen this season, or do you think it's like the way she reacts to Lalo and that really greatly acted scene where Lalo comes in on, "Hey guys," and he makes Jimmy or makes Sal tell his story like 40 times, just out of
again,
psycho fucking thrill that he gets from being able to boss him around and make him say it, all those times.
they pay a lot of money for his story. He said.
Yeah. So, what was it? 100,000 they paid him.
Yeah. 100 grand. I don't know. I was thinking that too. Like, I wonder how long she's gonna stick around. I think. I don't know. Why, you think she's only good for one more episode?
I don't know. I mean, but she did sort of show her. She's always had this, right? She's always had this determination and this confidence. And her character slowly been evolving where she got more confidence as a lawyer, and she got the bank by herself. She's able to do her. That was her only client for a while, and then she got hired by the firm because she was so competent, and she's gotten more and more confidence. And this is the ultimate confidence, right? To stand up to this cartel guy, and he sort of like he sort of left with his tail between his legs a little bit.
Yeah. Now, I think you have to throw out if she's not getting killed, yeah, then it's not going to happen at all. I'm saying it's not going to happen this next episode. It's not going to happen. It probably won't happen in the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I also think it's too soon for her to just have to walk away. Right. Unless they do something, unless something crazy just happens in the next, which it could.
These guys done it before.
Like they could make her disappear that quickly.
Where do you think these are the guys with?
The only one that would give him that kind of protection or intel would probably be Mike, right?
What do you mean?
Like, who else is going to help him find a place for her to hide right
Yeah, it
now?
had to be Mike.
He doesn't
Definitely.
have he doesn't have anybody else he can call on.
Well, it's gonna be 'cause obviously Mike's characters. They're pushing his story forward, so it's interesting. Even in this episode, he tried to get Nacho out of this world, right? He's telling Gus, "Hey, just let him go. He's already done his job. He's done more than he needed to do." And Gus saying, "No, I'm gonna keep him," essentially. And
Things are not to my satisfaction.
so obviously, I mean, he is more likely to have a dark end to his story, right? Because we don't see Nacho in Breaking Bad.
Right. I was
So
thinking
maybe this
it's
is
not there at all, right?
no.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe something happens to Nacho where it makes Mike think, "Hey, I don't want the same thing to happen to Kim, right? Even though he's not close to her, but like he's close to Sal a little bit now. So he's, I don't want another person to be caught up in this world because another person has been. But maybe something happens to Nacho's dad, right? Because not essentially that's what Gus is doing. He's threatening his dad. Um,
Yeah, I could see Nacho getting killed.
yeah.
And Nacho's dad and Nacho, I don't know.
Because in reality, those two stories are mirroring each other, right? You have Nacho, who willingly came into this type of world. Same thing with Saul, and then you have their family members, innocent bystanders,
I
Kim and his dad.
could see Nacho taking out Lalo.
Do you think Lalo's dead in Breaking Bad?
Well, they never show him, right? Breaking Bad.
They never show him, but they do introduce them in a sort of way when that first time we see Saul, and they take off. When Walt and Jesse take him out to the desert, and they take the
Mhm.
bag off his head, and the first thing he asks him is like, "Oh, did Lalo send you?" So obviously Lalo's still alive, or at least Saul thinks he's still alive at a certain point during Breaking Bad.
So in Breaking Bad, Robert Forster asks that.
No, 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 no. Saul asked that. Remember when they take him out to the desert and they take off the bag off his head, and the first
Okay.
that's
When
the first
they first meet him. Okay.
what, and
Like
that's
when
the first thing they ask him. He asks him, it's like, "Did Lalo sent you?"
so Lalo's still alive in Breaking Bad.
We get the sense. I mean, right now we're about 4 years before Breaking Bad, right?
Right. Okay.
So
Yeah, I don't think things are gonna end well for Nacho.
yeah,
But that is weird if he says Lalo sent you.
yeah,
That's like, yeah, that is going ahead a few years.
yeah. Because by
Mhm.
the time they meet Saul in Breaking Bad, it's already what, season 2 when they meet Saul.
Is that right? They bring him in around season 2?
Yeah, I think season 2. So, I mean, who knows?
Okay. Well, then that tells you Lalo probably not going to die. But I don't know how they're going to take him out of the story.
Yeah, because he's such an integral part of that operation, right? Like, why isn't he running things? Well, why is Tuco running things?
No,
Essentially,
well, that too. But I said I don't know how they're going to take Kim out of this. That's what I said. Like I don't know. I think she's going to move past into season 6.
Kim.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I think somebody's dying in the finale. I would.
yeah.
uh, I don't. You think? What do you think? Think Nacho?
I think this is the time they kill Nacho.
Yeah.
When I do it right now. Essentially, he's the character's been used for his purpose, right? He's helped out. His character's had the whole character arc, right? He's been in the game. He tried to kill what's his name, Hector. He essentially accomplished getting him out of the picture, and now he's helping Gus. So I mean, he's pretty much done being useful to Gus. And it's interesting, this episode. I don't know if we mentioned, it's called Bad Choice Road. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and what's the last episode called? Let's see.
A bad choice, Rogue, because it's it's the quote Mike
Something
was
so
talking about.
yeah, and then the last episode of the season is called Something Unforgivable. So, what is that unforgivable thing? Um,
Mm,
so obviously somebody makes a choice that's not gonna be forgivable. Oh.
yeah, and Gustavo was not good at forgiving.
Yeah, he he tends to hold grudges, right?
Yeah, very passive aggressive ways.
And he plays the long game. How long was it between his boyfriend getting killed and him killing all those? Like, I mean, there was like a good over a decade, right? Of
So they all get
time
killed
between.
by the pool, right?
Yeah, by the point.
Like outside.
Yeah,
Yeah, in
with that
Mexico.
tequila. Yeah,
That's what it was. Yeah.
yeah. I'm never doing shots with Gus. Yeah,
I trust that everything is to your satisfaction.
yeah. uh, we'll see next week. Should be
Yeah.
good.
What about Mike at the end though? Did I didn't think anything was gonna happen.
No, because you get the sense how is he? I think he was obviously if he had to do it, he's gonna do it. But he was hoping he didn't have to do it because how is he gonna explain? I mean, this is a pretty high-ranking guy in the cartel.
So was Mike ordered to do that, or did Mike take that upon himself?
No, no, I think Nacho called him like, "Hey, you need to get your ass down here. Lalo's here, and he's questioning the
That's right.
story."
I keep forgetting Nacho reports to Mike now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, he took Nacho. I mean, he took Lalo. He took Lalo to the apartment. So Mike called him right when he got he. I guess he got informed by Nacho, and he's calling Saul to keep the phone on. I don't know how much that was gonna help. I guess for
Yeah.
him to hear if the conversation is gonna escalate, right? I guess that helped him.
Yeah. Yeah. That he gets to hear that story like 3 or 4 times.
Right? You just see him fall asleep, right? It's pretty old guy. It's pretty late, and at night.
Yeah. Nah, because it would be. I mean, the point of him, Mike, going out there. I mean, you can't let because it's gonna be bad, right? If Lalo goes crazy and kills Saul, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad in general for business, right?
Not that he kills Saul. I mean, if he kills Saul, I mean, he's just a lawyer. But I mean, Mike
Okay.
can't kill Lalo. I mean,
He
he's
was
gonna have to kill him.
he was ready to though
Yeah, but I think
if it
if
escalated.
it escalates, yeah,
But I'm just saying who who was he serving there at that point? If he
Mike,
was right, was he just being nice?
yeah, he's
That's
trying to
simple.
save Saul.
I was gonna say there's no incentive to do it other than to
Like
be
like like
to
Gus
do
doesn't
the
give a fuck.
other than him doing the right thing, I guess.
Yeah, like Gus doesn't care. Like from Gus's perspective, if Saul dies, I mean, what is he to anybody, right?
Right. Yeah.
At that point.
Right.
So that's why I think that. I mean, obviously we knew he was gonna get killed because he's in Breaking Bad, but I mean, there's still that chance. What if he kills Kim?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking even if I didn't know Lalo was still alive in Breaking Bad like you did. I was thinking, oh, well, he could kill Lalo right there, and that would be a weird, but that's a messy thing to clean up for a finale.
Yeah, yeah. Mike would have to. It's gonna be a lot of explaining by Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was just Mike protecting Saul.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was there was nothing else in it for him than that, right?
And it explains their relationship in Breaking Bad a little bit more because it seems like obviously Saul uses Mike as a go-between. And it's interesting because in Breaking Bad, doesn't Saul say he doesn't really indicate he knows Gus at first. Like he gets Gus because of Mike, or at least that's the impression that he gives in Breaking Bad. But obviously Saul knows Gus.
Right. Yeah.
But he doesn't tell this to Walt. So it is interesting. A lot of the stuff that he keeps close to his vest that he doesn't tell Walt.
Right.
Yeah.
So you think, yeah. So who do you think Mike is more loyal to when this is all over? Gus or
I don't
Saul?
think he's loyal. I don't think he's loyal to Gus. I think he's a closer friend of Saul.
Right.
Um, than Gus. I think he sees Gus as the ruthless killer that he is. I think Saul, even in Breaking Bad, even when before Better Call Saul, like you get the sense that Saul wasn't like he was a terrible person, but he wasn't like a cutthroat killer. I think it was just his morals were corrupted. Like you got the sense of that's what happened. But there is still like
Right.
you get the sense there was a good guy before this, and it is interesting because in Breaking Bad, at a certain point, Disney told Walt like, "Hey, kill Jesse, like that's gonna help you get rid of this headache. You just kill him." But like he wouldn't kill him. That's the advice he's gonna give his clients. Like, hey, he's fucking up. So I mean, he's morally corrupt, but he isn't like a complete psychopath. He just knows the way this world works. Unfortunately, he's been taken out to the desert a couple times. He knows how this world works.
Yeah.
So
Probably not do that kind of business so close to the desert.
yeah. So I think Mike's in the same situation where, like, yeah, Mike went from being a sort of a crooked cop to just being morally corrupt, right? But he still has a sense of he knows what he's doing is wrong, as opposed to Gus. Gus is a psychopath. Gus doesn't care. Same thing with Hector.
Yeah.
Same thing with Tuco.
Well,
Same thing with this
I mean,
cousin.
you see good sides of when I say everybody, I'm saying Saul and Mike.
Yeah, yeah. So I think
Or
that they have a more of a connection than Mike and Gus do.
Mike. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Gus killed. I mean, Gus essentially told him you need to kill the German architect, and then even that after that he didn't feel bad about it, and where Mike still he felt bad about having to do it.
Yeah, he wanted to let him go,
Yeah,
or just let him. He wanted to let him keep working, right?
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
Gus wasn't gonna have it.
Right. That was another theme in that episode where it was. What he goes? He goes, "No one's ever gonna trust you again." And then it was the same thing with Saul was going through. It's like they're
Yeah.
gonna see you for the shit you did before,
Yeah, yeah,
because that was the one where Saul got his license rejected.
yeah,
Or yeah, he was putting on that dog and pony show to make it seem like he missed his brother.
yeah. And they saw right through it.
Yeah, and then the same thing with the little girl or whatever for the scholarship.
Yeah, yeah. For the
Yeah.
his brothers. Yeah,
Yeah, so they kind of kept that theme going there too.
yeah. Yeah, you'll never outrun your past.
Yeah. Like how he tries to stop her and he gives her all this talk and she's like freaked out.
uh, but no, I mean obviously they have to set up the last season, but there is a little bit of a balancing act where if they take themselves too much into a corner, if they paint themselves too much into a corner, it's like they only have one season to undo it, right? And then
Right.
obviously they need to be able to tie that into Breaking Bad. But you know what? I think that's made them more creative. Like I don't know. This is my opinion, but I feel like this show might be a little better in Breaking Bad, just because obviously they've been in this world for 10+ years now, and they sort of have a sense of what the characters are. And I think because they have an endpoint, they know the way they have to get to that's made them more creative to get to that point. As whereas Breaking Bad, they can do whatever they want because there is no endpoint to it. You know?
Yeah.
They knew
Right.
like, hey, there's nothing that they've tied themselves to.
Right. And I know a lot of people who don't like this or who watched a season or so and kind of just didn't watch it. Like,
because it wasn't like Breaking Bad in the beginning.
Right. Breaking Bad pretty started pretty quick,
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
never really slowed down.
yeah, exactly. Whereas this was more of a slow burn because they wanted to take their like they took their. I think the up until last season, I think that the supposed real timeline is only 20 months.
Just 2 seasons of Saul not liking his brother. Well,
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
lot more going on, but I'm just saying. I think that's why a lot of people saw it. They're like,
yeah,
yeah, which I
yeah.
get it.
And you forget his brother was in it for 3 seasons. He didn't die until the end of season 3.
Right. Did he
Yeah,
kill himself?
yeah, he killed himself.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was still open for interpretation.
nah, he killed himself. But yeah, I mean it is a slow burn. Even last season, like what he lost his license in the middle of season 3, and he still didn't get his he still didn't he didn't get his license back until the end of last season.
Yeah, he
So
got
for a
his.
while, so for a while, I think for a good full season, only 3 months passed.
But he got it. Yeah, at the end, the last episode of season 4, he gets his license back, right?
Yeah, but for the majority, like the second half of season 3, and then even into the first half of season 4, only 3 months passed. I think I was reading. So he was like they're like they do not mind taking their time when it comes to the show. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they feel like they have the luxury to do that. And I mean, and they write good stories. I mean, I don't think it ever feels like it's slow.
Yeah. It's like me trying to figure out that Succession timeline for the.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know what the deal. Like I said, I think Kim is the one that I have no idea where they're gonna go, or I don't know how soon they're gonna keep her or let her go
Hmm.
because she is. I say she's important, but she makes it interesting.
Yeah. You know what? I think like I think you said it right. You said there somebody has to die next episode. That's your prediction, right?
Yeah, and you know what? It's not that much of a shock for it to be Nacho. Like we're not gonna miss Nacho that much.
Well, who's the only 3 characters that are sort of in the forefront that could die? It's either Nacho, Kim, or to a certain extent Nacho's dad, even though he's not a main character. But that's the only like forefront characters that we know aren't in Breaking Bad. Everybody else is in
But
Breaking Bad.
but I don't think killing Nacho's dad is enough of a oh my god moment for a show like this.
Yeah.
They could have done that
So
in the
more.
middle of the season, and we still would have been like, well, it's like
Yeah, it's like
so out of those characters, so we know it can't be Lalo then, right?
can't be Lalo. Yeah.
Okay, because you say he's in Breaking Bad.
Well, I mean, he's referenced in Breaking Bad, so you get the sense that obviously Saul knows or thinks he's at least alive, and that's 4 years down the road. So I thought he's in the
Yeah,
complete dark if he does
yeah.
die. That for 4 years, he's still alive.
And I want to say Kim has to go away, but not die. Maybe. But it'd be interesting to see Kim go down this darker path with him for a while.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
that's why I kind of
That
don't want.
that'll make it more tragic, a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. That's why I kind of don't want it to happen yet.
Like I wonder if they can amp up the ante and make it the. Okay, this is for me. I think this is the craziest cliffhanger that they've ever had in both series, and it was that. Tell me if you agree. It was that moment on the toilet with Hank and the book
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
at the middle of the last season where he realized that Walt is Heisenberg.
Right.
So I'm thinking this is the second to last season
they have to do something similar where it's like, okay, we're gonna set you up with the craziest cliffhanger for the last season of this show that I mean, after this, there's no more. I mean, unless they want to do like one-offs, but I mean, there's no more Breaking Bad universe after this that we know of.
Right. But season 4 didn't do it, but we can tell, yeah, we're getting into a much
It's
faster
different.
pace.
Yeah, yeah.
Season 4 is just like gets his license.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
name, but yeah,
But this is the
but it,
season of him being Saul Goodman, and this is his transition into this world. They have to leave the season with a
uh,
crazy big bang.
because we're gonna probably see season 5 be a lot more like Breaking Bad.
They have to because we're speeding up to them meeting Breaking Bad. At a certain point, I'm predicting season 6, midway through season 6. I don't know if they hit the Breaking Bad timeline, but they're gonna get pretty close. They
Yeah,
have to.
I don't even know if it's the timeline. I'm just saying that the way things work, like just like holy shit, like next episode. As
Yeah,
far as just like we were talking about, like things are just gonna be speeding up
yeah,
to
yeah.
where I expect a lot of holy shit moments.
Like I expect maybe they bring back Hank for a couple more episodes.
Probably will.
Hank and Gomi.
Yeah, they probably will. Um, Tuco probably.
They have to bring back Tuco.
Isn't he about
Well,
to
he's
get
in.
out?
Well, he's in jail for a few more years, I think. Oh no, he's about to get out. I think he said a few months. Right? No, you're right.
I think it's a few months, but
Yeah. So they might be able to jump forward.
yeah, I don't know. So somebody has to die in this final. You think so? In the season finale?
I don't know. I think I agree with you. I think they have to kill somebody.
Yeah. Can't. It's just not enough to kill Nacho, though. I don't think
You
it's.
don't think so?
No,
Something has to happen to Kim.
it can be part of it, but it can't be the big thing.
Like something has to happen in the Saw storyline, right? Because not just more in the Mike storyline.
Right. Yeah.
Because Saul really hasn't interacted with Nacho that much. I mean, he knows him, but he hasn't really interacted with as much as Mike has.
Right. They could kill that guy nobody likes from the McGill law firm. What's his name?
Gil. No, what is his name? Hamlin.
From,
Last name is Hamlin, right?
yeah.
I forget his. Yeah.
When he throws.
I should remember. I should remember the professor. The professor from Saved by the Bell college years, who stole Kelly away from Zach.
That's the same actor.
Yeah, yeah. He played a professor like this. Professor all the girls liked, and he started dating Kelly, this student.
Which is totally appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh.
Not,
Yeah.
not to get too much off subject, but Kelly was a little bit of a slut. She dated her manager when she was in high school. She worked at this like teen like where all the teens went to like go eat, this cafe. She worked there as a waitress. She dated her manager there. She dated her fucking professor. Like Kelly was a little bit of a slut when it comes to like she's just sleeping with men in authority. Like no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's just
No, you're not. No, I didn't watch it like you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag me too.
Yeah.
I think Kelly got me too. Just like seduced by older men.
I don't know. I didn't. Dude, I did. I did not get into Saved by the Bell like everybody else.
But nah, I don't think what's his name's gonna get killed. Like they sort of forgot about him, right? Like I think they've made use of his character and like sort of established Sal's no longer part of that world and doesn't care about being legitimate and
Throwing bowling balls through his car and then
sending hookers to his lunch.
yeah.
Uh,
The hell is his name?
Hamlin, I think it's Hamlin.
Yeah, it's something Hamlin. It's funny because they probably say it 1,000 times in the show.
Howard Hamlin.
Yeah. Yeah,
There you
Howard.
go.
There you
Yeah.
go.
He's played by Patrick Fabian. That's the actor's name.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Howard gets knocked off.
No, yeah, someone's gonna get killed. Probably Nacho, but who knows? Maybe for the Mike storyline, maybe it's Nacho, and then maybe something more tragic happens where nobody gets killed for the Saul storyline. You know.
Yeah, something's got to happen with this Kim thing.
Yeah.
She's
So
either
we'll
on
see.
board or not.
Well, you know what would make it more tragic if the fact that right after she quit her job with the law firm and she has like this new thrill of being in this world, like something bad happens to her. Maybe not get her getting killed, but it's like, oh crap, like this is the immediate aftermath of something like this happen. Like something this person who is innocent and wasn't part of this world and being pulled in this world because her husband's in it, like something really bad happening to her right after that, I think makes it a little bit more tragic maybe. So as maybe that's my thinking. Maybe something happens that quickly right after this episode.
Well,
They can't.
Mike said she's in.
Yeah, yeah. Whether he wants to believe it or not. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
we'll see. We'll
all
see.
right.
I think.
Well.
Yeah. We'll place bets here on the side.
Yeah, we'll put up over under on Nacho Kim or most importantly Nacho's dad.
It's my favorite character.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, John.
Howard and Nacho's dad.
Those are the two people who get killed. Hey, yeah, Howard is in Breaking Bad. Yeah, you're right. It's very possible. Or even worse, Kim's old boss, the short lawyer.
Yeah.
I don't even know his name. Short. He has it starts with an S. Schwarzinger. I forget his name.
The one who wants his office built, call center built.
No. That's the bank guy. I'm talking about the lawyer, her boss, the law firm, the partner.
Oh yeah. I gotcha.
The short lawyer. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the other guy's tall. I'm not talking about the tall bald guy.
Yeah.
No, that guy's like tall and mean. Like he's scary. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
All right. We'll come back next week and do one of our It's funny we always start doing these like at the end of seasons.
Yeah. No, I know. So, which one did we do that with? Succession?
We did that with Succession and Mr. Robot.
I thought we started Mr. Robot right away. We didn't?
No, we didn't. We started earlier in Succession. Oh no, you're right. We did. I think did we do the full season of Mr. Robot?
I think we did it. Starting, yeah, we did we did everything but the last episode.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, we did the last few episodes of Succession and then Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
Oh, at least we started a little ahead with this one. We'll do the last season of Better Call Saul, but at least we did a couple episodes before then. So.
Yeah, but we kind of recapped all this. It's like, oh, remember that one episode? Because we haven't done it.
Yeah. So sorry, anybody listening and they want to just hear about this one. We'll do better next week.
Or there's people who watch Better Call Saul, but they've never seen Breaking Bad.
I don't think there's. You think there's anybody like that?
There's a lot of weirdos, but probably not a lot of them.
Yeah, maybe they caught Better Call Saul, but it'll be an interesting. I don't know. At the very minimum, they went back and rewatched Breaking. They went and watched Breaking Bad.
Maybe.
That'd be fun because then they have no idea how this show's gonna end.
I was gonna say you could do it just because the order makes sense.
Yeah. And then you start watching Breaking Bad and it bothers you that Bob Odenkirk looks younger in Breaking Bad than he does now. But it is interesting how like they've been managed to do that. Like maybe it helps that some of these actors are older, so like Mike doesn't look too much because he already looks old in Breaking Bad anyway, and like even Gus although Gus is looking a little old,
Yeah.
the
I
actor.
don't, I haven't really noticed that much.
Yeah, but the cousins look the same. The black bodyguard that Saul has is his enforcer.
Is it played by a different guy?
No, it's the same guy. Huel.
Yeah, it is the
Yes,
same guy.
it's the same guy. Yeah.
Should bring back Bill Burr.
But aren't they, like they're lucky that these actors didn't like gain weight or lose weight or like they all these guys they just stay the same like yeah.
Yeah, that episode or two cracked me up though with Huel, the way the way they were able to get him off the charges.
Yeah, he was not gonna do it anytime. This guy's like I don't want to do it anytime.
Yeah, that was funny. The church and stuff.
Yeah, all those letters. Oh, I mean, that's smart of Kim. I mean, to her to figure out how to.
Yeah,
But now we'll see. It should definitely be a. I wonder if they have. Before we go, let me see. I wonder. Sometimes they'll have how long the episode is because this episode is super long.
it's like I said. I guess I didn't notice it as much because I got to fast forward or whatever. But
Right. No, I don't see anything on here. Sometimes they'll put it out. Sometimes they won't. I guess it depends. Unless you have you go to your menu on your whatever service you're using and they have. But no, we'll see. All right, John. Any final words before we go?
nah, I mean,
All right.
don't drink your own piss unless you have to.
All right. Solid advice from John. Don't drink your piss, kids. All right. With that, we'll leave you for another week. We'll see you for Breaking Bad. At least we'll see you next Monday or Tuesday. All right. Bye bye.